retiring as sheriff of Sangamon County, Illinois, in the wake of the fatal shooting of Sonia Massey in her home after she called 911.
They have released a statement through their attorney, Ben Crump, who basically is calling this a turning point and justice for Sonia Massey, saying, quote, although the pain of her loss is still fresh, Sonia's family is willing to work with the outgoing sheriff for the remainder of his tenure to help heal the community and achieve full justice for Sonia.
ABC's DeMarco Morgan. The Pentagon has announced it's moving a guided missile sub to the Middle East with tensions on the rise in the region. That's something that is usually done top secret. This is ABC News. ABC's Gio Benitez. More than a dozen people hurt due to wildfires outside Athens, Greece.
Fanned by strong winds, the fire raging. It's racing through pine forests left tinder dry by repeated heat waves this summer. Fighting back, hundreds of firefighters backed by more than 30 water-dropping planes. Ahead of its advancing path, hospitals and residential suburbs have been evacuated. Fire has sent a blanket of smoke over Athens, darkening the sky. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
2024 Paris Olympics are over, but announcing his retirement today, British diver Tom Daley. Daley is a 5-time Olympic medalist who won gold at the Tokyo Games, silver in Paris in the men's synchronized event, and has gained internet fame by knitting while watching fellow divers compete. Daley says it's the right time to step away from the pool. He wants to spend more time with his husband and his children. Daria Albinger, ABC News.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Biana's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your ABC News weather forecast being brought to you this hour by Family Healthcare.
Penfold, walk-in provider at Roane County Family Healthcare. At Roane County Family Healthcare, you can be seen without an appointment 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Our walk-in clinic is here to care for you and your family whenever the unexpected, like illness and minor injuries, happen. We are conveniently located at 146 Williams Drive in Spencer and are here to serve you from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday and from 8 to 4:30 on Friday. The walk-in clinic at Roane County Family Healthcare is here when you need us. Roane County Family Healthcare, health and wellness for the entire family.
104.7 Mountain Country Weather.
Taking a look at your Mountain Country AccuWeather forecast for the remainder of today. Beautiful out, 78 degrees with some clouds in the sky. For the evening time, it'll be going to be dipping down into the mid-60s. Again, great weather for us this evening. Tomorrow, 83 degrees in the forecast with some partly cloudy skies. Wednesday, sunny skies with a high of 86. Thursday, mostly cloudy with a high once again of 86 degrees. And on Friday, a little bit of rain in the forecast, 86. Currently on the hill, 78. That's a look at your forecast.
Today's best country and all-time favorites. Mountain Country 104.7.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Drew checking in once again, taking over the studios. And I only do that, you all know, when I have some special guests with me in the studios. Just looking at that weather forecast, I tell you what, I just came from down in North Carolina where it was nasty, rainy, awful, and it looks like some good skies, at least for the early to mid portion of this week in Spencer. Maybe a little bit of rain in the forecast, but hopefully not a lot because I am tired of rain. I know we need it in Roane County, I know, but hopefully we get enough and not too much. Speaking of rain, We got a couple of guys in studio once again who are dealing with the effects of more rain than you would need, and that is flooding. We're very happy to be joined again by FEMA Representative Trey Paul and, of course, the SBA Representative Jim Accurso. You guys have been with us for the last few weeks here in Roane County. That's just part of what you guys have been doing, but you guys have been quite active and quite busy talking about and trying to help out the public here in our county, at least, and in our listening area with the flooding issues from April 11th and 12th. Is that correct?
You got it. I'm telling you, every time I come here, it just amazes me. You need to be recruited to work for FEMA. You know more about FEMA than, the average payer. But yes, that's why we're here. That flooding, in West Virginia, from what I understand, it was a really tough month for April when it comes to flooding, and we're still hearing from a lot of folks who had their bridges washed out on their property, a lot of flooding on the property, a lot of roof repairs. That's something that FEMA can assist you with. I just heard from a person today, a survivor that came in. They had to make a bunch of bridge repairs there on the property. That is something that FEMA can help you with: bridges, septic tanks, wells, you name it. So if you have any questions, you've had any damage from anything, April 11th to the 12th, and you're curious, please stop into our disaster recovery center or give us a call. And same with the Small Business Administration.
Yep. Yeah, come on in and see us because we do help with the long-term low-interest loans. There's no fee to apply. There's no obligation. We're right there with FEMA down there at the MDRC, right here in Spencer. We are seeing more activity. So, Drew, we're grateful to you and your audience for spreading the word, because we do know that it helps to be here on the radio. We got an article in the paper last week here in the Times. But, let your friends or neighbors know. And, again, just come on in and talk to us if you've got any questions. We're really here to help.
Yeah, I think people at this point understand what is taking place over there past the Armory and before our volunteer fire department. It is the FEMA and SBA mobile unit, and a lot of people have asked over the weeks, but I think people have found out exactly what is over there and what it's about. FEMA and the SBA, we talk about flooding a lot because most of the issues that we have here in Roane County, at least, and in the surrounding counties, deal with rain and flooding. We don't often get hurricanes here. We don't get hurricanes here. Tornadoes, every once in a great while, you'll hear of something like that. Earthquakes aren't an issue here in West Virginia, things like that. But you guys deal with all manner of disasters. It depends on, I guess, the area of the United States that you guys are working in.
Absolutely. It just all depends on, too, how much damage, and if the state invites us in, we have to get a declaration, first of all, but we're invited out to do an initial assessment. Then the governor requests assistance, and then it's either approved or denied, and that's when we come in. But yeah, and to what Jim was saying earlier too, it just amazes me every time we come on the radio. Dozens of applicants, they show up and come into that disaster recovery center. So there is power in, getting the message out. You can tell that you have a lot of listeners here. And so certainly are grateful for you helping to spread the word.
Well, it's been a few weeks now that this mobile unit has been here. And you guys have mentioned a couple times you guys will be here until there's no more need. Obviously, things will taper off at some point here. But you guys have been a fixture in the community now for weeks. And I'm assuming that people have I don't know what to say, changed their tune, but people have actually started to come around and understand what's going on with what you guys are doing.
Yeah, and because, right off the bat, Drew, if they had some damage, they're gonna work to fix the damage themselves, right?
Yeah.
So we understand that. So if in fact you've already talked to your insurance, you can still come in and see us. We'll work with the loan amount based on what you've already got dispersed from insurance. But we also want folks to come on in if they have businesses. So we not only help homeowners and renters, which folks don't know with the Small Business Administration, but we help businesses with economic injury disaster loans. We've got those for the first storm that hit the 2nd through the 6th.
Yeah.
Now the second storm on the 11th and the 12th. The deadline for those is not until next year. That's 9 months out. But the upcoming deadline for this current declaration that we're talking about is September 3rd. So for us in FEMA, you got to get in before
you got to
the
hustle.
3rd. Yeah, you got a couple of weeks. But come on in, get your application in. You can apply online. We've got our mysba.gov .gov portal where you can go in and apply. But if you come on in and talk to somebody, you'll get all your questions answered, and the application will be done right there for you, too.
Well, that's why I like that you guys have brought the whole thing to our backyard. It makes it a lot easier for businesses and homeowners and renters to do what they need to do. We're talking with Trey Paul of FEMA and Jim Accurso from the Small Business Authority. And again, they are here. They are down at the mobile unit just past the Armory building and just before the Spencer Roan Volunteer Fire Department. And that is a mobile recovery unit. They just got to come down there and ask what's going on. If you've got any questions whatsoever, it's always easy for us around here to just meet face to face with people. So that's why they're there, is to allow you all to come and ask questions if you do have any questions. I wanted to break away from the important stuff. You guys have spent some time now in our small community and in this state of West Virginia. I just heard about an experience with the West Virginia dog, West Virginia hot dogs. Which one of you guys had it? Which one did you both have it? I gotta know.
I think we both had it,
We
right?
both had them.
So my hot dog had chili and coleslaw on it. I think yours did too, right?
Chili and coleslaw, right? And I think there's onions on there too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Delicious.
when I realized it the second time, I ended up saw some couple of women were on a stand down there by Cathedral Falls. They called themselves Two Broke Women, and explained to her the Chicago hot dog, because I'm originally from Chicago.
Okay.
And the difference there. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. The Chicago dog, because you get a relish and onions and mustard only, with a pickle spear on it.
Yes.
So it's a little bit different. But
Chicago dog's definitely different. Now, we are so diverse here in West Virginia that it's almost a Mason-Dixon line thing as to whether you call it chili or sauce.
Okay.
Some people call it chili sauce. It's either chili or sauce, depending on where you live in West Virginia. The more northern you go, I think it's more chili.
So Drew, tell me what goes on a West Virginia dog, because I'm from South Carolina. We put anything on it. Coleslaw, that's nothing new to us. But what is a West Virginia hot
West
dog
Virginia, if you're going for the works, it's ketchup, mustard, sauce, slaw, and onions.
So you say sauce.
You just load it up. You load it up. I call it sauce, yeah.
Okay.
So did my DJ out there screaming sauce.
Okay. Now, hey, it's interesting. Being Italian, we make our own meat gravy.
Okay.
We don't. Some folks call it meat sauce, but a lot of people call it gravy. We really call it gravy.
Okay.
And
I also heard that
pizza pie too.
Trey is looking forward to maybe at some point getting some whitewater rafting in. And I tell you what, if you're looking for whitewater rafting, it's either West Virginia or Colorado. Those are the two.
That's what I've heard.
Those are the two
on
best.
Saturday. I did whitewater rafting on Saturday. I went down there, and it was a lot of fun. We did the last trip on Saturday. We did the half-day trip.
Yep.
Left out about 3 o'clock, came back at 7, and it was just fun, just floating on that new river. And I didn't jump in the water. A lot of folks just jump in and just float on down with those flotation devices. That's not
a little more nerve-wracking. And Jim also got a chance to play golf. We're not going to talk about his golf game, though.
No. We don't want to talk about that.
Well, Drew, you look like you've got a Myrtle Beach tan. I know you didn't go to Myrtle Beach, so you went to North Carolina. So you might want to explain, speaking of golf, what's going on there.
I'll tell you, that was a long trip that I just got back from. Again, their experiencing, though, we'll get back to the topic. They're experiencing a lot of issues right now down in the Carolinas, off the coast. Obviously, the hurricane coming in. And that's, you say you come from South Carolina, that's in your neck of the woods, and I'm sure that you've been affected by that or know people who've been affected by those kind of storms as well that are really trying to deal with it as well.
So I most recently lived in Myrtle Beach, and a lot of folks nervous down there. Every time there's a chance of flooding, a lot of people, that's a low-lying area down there, so they're expected to get hit, and they're expecting a declaration here from FEMA any day now, is what it sounds like to me. So, thankfully, my family, friends didn't really deal with just a bunch of rain. But I know a lot of folks in the Charleston, South Carolina area, a very popular tourist destination. They're no stranger to flooding. They're real low. They don't call it the low country there for nothing, because it's the low country. And they got flooded pretty badly. And same with Georgetown, South Carolina, which is right outside of Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
But, it's that time of year, so, and if the folks here dealing with flooding, if you had any type of damages whatsoever, please reach out to FEMA or the SBA. Let us know what's going on. Chances are, you have nothing to lose.
That's the thing I want people to know.
We help insured and not insured, underinsured. It doesn't matter. Just come out and talk to us.
And we're talking with Trey Paul with FEMA and Jim Accurso with the Small Business Authority. So you hear that, folks. If you're out there and about and you haven't taken advantage of the opportunity to at least go and ask some questions about property damage that you may have had. You may have had property damage that didn't stem from the 11th or 12th. they're not going to just say you're an idiot. They're just going to say, no, this is dealing with this specific flood. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you weren't sure when it was. Maybe you got to talk through it to figure out what happened. Go down to the mobile unit. That's why they are there, and that's why they continue to be there. I thought this was going to be a one-week thing. I had no idea how committed you guys and your staff have been to just being here and being available. It's not that you guys are trying to knock on doors. You just we're available.
And we have done that.
We had to do some knocking on doors.
We did go door to door knocking on doors. And another thing too, you brought up about the deadline. So this is the storms from April 11th and the 12th. But if you sustain any type of damage from the 2nd to the 6th, the deadline registration is over. We're not going to turn you away. If you tell us something happened, then we can still register you.
We're still registered. Yeah, come on in and talk to us, and even online when you use our portal. You know, it's going to be a date specific to the declaration, and it's going to be county specific. So I'll not list all the counties here now, but if you go in and put your county and those dates, all the information that we hand out when we visit the county commissioners, the mayors, and the chambers of commerce, all that information that we hand out is going to be on there online for you to kind of decipher through and get your application in.
Oh, fantastic, fellas.
And maybe we'll get you a check. Our goal is to get you that check, that first check for us. Our limits are up to $2 million for the physical damage. For businesses, $500,000 for a homeowner, $100,000 for a renter. So again, we help renters. If we can get that money to you within 5 to 6 days, as long as your paperwork's in order, we're going to try to help you out as soon as we can.
Man, that's such a crazy turnover when you think about that, when you think about what has happened to certain people in their lives, and you guys can... That's why they need to come and ask you guys the questions, because you can give them immediate relief and assistance for that. Well, guys, it's been a lot of fun for the last couple of weeks with you guys. We're here. If you guys are here again next week, you know where we'll be.
Okay.
Trey, Paul, and Jim Accurso, thank you guys again, as always, from FEMA and for the Small Business Authority. You guys are doing great work in this small community, and we do appreciate it.
Drew, we appreciate you, too.
Absolutely, folks. Back to the music we go. Here comes Morgan Wallen.